Hey everybody, this is Chris, and I am excited to do this video. Why? Because it's not about this. Everything so far here lately has been all about the Evo Nano Plus, while I've been waiting to get my hands on the Autel Evo Light Plus. So we're not going to do a video on this. I just want to say, again, thank you to everybody who helped me be a thorn in their side and push them to fix the speed issues. They did not have any plan whatsoever, I think, to fix that, because they made that slick little change in the manual saying the max speed was 13 meters a second when none of us could even get 12 meters a second. So enough said about that. We're going to wait for the update on this. Then I'll do a video and we'll test that out. So once we get our firmware update, make sure you've hit that bell, because I'm going to be coming at you with some speed tests on this, wind tests and everything, and just see exactly what they were able to do with that. They said they will fix it, not maybe, not try. They will fix it, and they said soon. So also, that'll probably be when I do my next live as well. And I'm going to keep this part a surprise, but I will have a very special guest on my channel. Not that I have a lot of guests, but this is somebody that's never been on my channel, never done a live event with this person. I think this is a large YouTuber. I think this person is loved by all. Great personality, high energy, and comical as well. And no, I'm not speaking about Ken Dono. He will never be on this channel. But look forward to that, because I'm very excited to have this person on my channel, and I think you guys will really enjoy him as well. So look for that to come. Hit that damn bell, guys. Let's put this one away. Let's not look at it again until we get a firmware update. But what are we going to talk about? We are going to do our unboxing of the Autel Evo Light Plus Premium package in this case. Empty box as usual, because I don't want to bore you guys with all the taking off the plastic and the sticky tabs and tape and all that stuff. We're going to make this clean and quick as possible and just go over the main important parts of this quad. I highly recommend you go to Autel's official website and download the full manual. You will get tons of information. Not only that, there are some things missing in this, so talking about them now would be kind of a moot point, because they don't exist at this moment in some of the camera settings and things like that. So I'm not a one and done type reviewer. Whenever that stuff comes, that's when we will talk about it. So we'll just go over the main selling points of this quad. But first, a little story. Sorry, you're going to get a little story, and this is a good story, so hopefully you're staying tuned and you're not fast forwarding, clicking that button. I took a poll and asked everybody, what color should I get? The winning color was orange. I'm sorry, but I was close, but I don't want orange. I wanted white most of all, and that just was not available. And I was told that would not be available for some time. Nobody will be getting a white. I don't know if the early pre-orders direct from Autel or Autel Pilot have gotten them, but I was just told that there's not going to be any whites for a while, probably another month. So I then said deep space gray, and I went ahead and although I already had an order through DroneWorks, I went ahead and made I contacted Ken Dono at Original Dobo. I contacted him and just said, hey, I feel terrible, but I want to cancel that order that I have with you and go through Autel Pilot and get the deep space gray. So he said, no sweat, no problem, totally understand. They were getting jerked around by Autel, saying they're sending stock and they're not sending stock, and then they say they're sending stock and they don't send the stock. So he said, no problem. Now, I had my order with Ken for a while. I did really feel bad. I made the order through Autel Pilot for the Deep Space Gray. And right after I made that purchase, Ken contacts me and says, hey, I'm going to take care of you. We've got some stock in, and complete your order. I didn't take any shortcuts and hop in front of line of anybody else. Like I said, I've had my order through him for a long time. But he said, I'm going to go ahead and, they were lucky basically to get a handful of them, and now they're getting full shipment, and they're going to be sending out other orders as well. I think he just sent out a whole bunch of them. But anyhow, let's get to it. So Ken sends me my Autel Evo Lite, and Ken, you're so freaking awesome. I sound like a child when I say this, but I was never more excited than when I pulled this quad out and I saw that it was white. So Ken was slick. He did not tell me I was getting white. He led me to believe that I was getting gray, knowing how badly I wanted the white, and he just surprised me and sent me the white. Now this case is terrible for this quad. I'm sorry, guys, but here's what I'm trying to show you. The case is so tight it even messed up my prop protector as far as it made it slide. But I want to show you this prop protector, but obviously it's not even good in this case. But it does protect your props. It keeps them from flopping around. Now, getting back to Ken, thank you so much for sending me white. I am so happy. I really, really wanted the white. I like the darker carbon fiber legs. The white has the gray carbon fiber, but I just like the white color. It's just so nice and clean. It's not that typical Autel orange, although I went with Autel orange on my logo there, so we got some orange. But don't ask me where I got these. If anybody knows where these protectors are, where they can be found, please drop me a link, man, because I purchased these a long time ago, and I've lost a few. I gave one away to somebody else, and I really wish I would have held on to them because I can't find them now. I haven't looked lately, so maybe they're out there. But if you find a link for this type that has the little pockets on top, not a Velcro strap that just goes around it and bands it. This one actually has a pocket. That way we're not squeezing our props, because this one does not come with a band around it like the Nano does. I really wish Autel would have given us that, especially for the price you pay for this baby. And how awful that package is, or that case is for carrying this. It is so tight to put this in there. I don't like it. It's not good for the props at all. So that's just to point out that little part there. But I love this type of band. So again, share a link if you know where to find one. But yeah, there it is. I've got the white, and I am extremely, extremely happy about it. So that being said, let's get into, here's what we're going to do. We're just going, like I said, we're going to go over all this, the important things. Some things don't really exist yet on this, as far as like some of your camera settings and your different 4K, 2K, 1080 and all that. You're going to have a lot of options. Right now we have a narrower field, so we're just going to go pretty much with the maximum stuff right now. But let's just quickly go ahead and unfold this. Then as we talk about it, maybe we'll just point some things out on the quad and let you have a look at it. Gimbal cover's a little tight, and that gimbal looks very familiar, just like the Autel Evo 2 Pro. It's basically the same housing, we just have a little different technology inside. But the quad itself, we have a 40-ish minute flight time, and the battery on this is a four cell battery, 6,175 milliamp battery. It locks in very nice and secure. You've got these little squeeze tabs in the back. Squeeze them, push it on, make sure it is locked in place. If you have it on there and you can slide it off without pulling those tabs, you're going to have a problem during flight. You're going to have a disconnect, and it's going to shut down, and that baby's coming down out of the air. So you definitely want to make sure you lock it, and these lock really well. So just make sure that it's locked in place, and then always do the double pull on it to make sure. We have the 3-axis gimbal, of course. This gimbal in the original Evo 2 Pro had me worried just because it is so big and heavy. It really had me worried performance-wise. I'm happy with the camera. Mixed reviews from people who do have the Evo 2 Pro, but I'm very happy with the gimbal on that quad. In the beginning, I did have some tilt issues and high winds. It did affect the camera a bit because it is pretty big and out there, so it's going to catch some wind. We have our 3-position obstacle avoidance. You have it right here on the front. You have it right here on the back. Very reminiscent of the Evo 2 Pro with these like jet looking housing. It makes it look kind of like a jet or a jet pilot, but anyhow, we have our 2 bottom obstacle avoidance sensors on the bottom. And then we have 2 ultrasonic sensors here on the bottom front, and then we have a bright ass LED light. I really like this one. It's bright. From what I've seen so far, you can have it constant on, you can have it off, you can have it set for auto, and you can make it strobe to where it turns on. It'll turn on once every so many seconds. You have 2 different settings, so you can have it do a quicker flash while you're flying, or you can have it do a longer flash, or while you're landing. You can have it so it's constant on while you're flying as well. So that's pretty cool. I like that. It's very bright, and it makes for some cool images when you're trying to get these special highlighted night images. And with this type of camera system that we have, this should be really nice. So we covered everything on the belly here. We have the SD card slot. Let me just kind of look over here. Yeah, I covered everything. We have the SD card slot right here. This is where you put your SD card, obviously. And I'll get more into the specs of that. And then on this side, we have the micro USB C-type port right here. And I can only guess and imagine that you might be able to do a firmware update via plugging into the computer versus doing it wirelessly, and also to use that to plug into your computer, maybe to access your black box if you should have an issue and need to send that along with your flight log to Autel. I know, like the FEMI, if you plug it in, you can actually access a black box that you would send for customer service or support. So we've got the carbon fiber legs. This is a very robust quad here. There's like no flex in these legs whatsoever. Snaps in place really nice and tight. I'm extremely impressed right here with just looking at it. I mean, it's a miniature, a little smaller Evo 2 Pro, basically. I mean, that's exactly what it looks like. It's much bigger than I thought. I thought this would be a little bit smaller. And I've seen it with other people. I don't watch a lot of reviews. I don't like to be influenced or badly influenced by some of the reviews. So I try to stay away and wait till I have it in my hands and do my own thing. And then, seeing a few things that I did see, it seemed like it was maybe a little bit smaller, but then If I put this up next to the Evo 2 Pro, it's just a little bit smaller. So we'll do all those kind of size comparisons and everything later. The speed on this, you know, we're going to talk about that. The speed on this, the smooth, is just like the Nano, 5 meters a second. Your standard is 10 meters a second, just like the Nano. And then our top speed is 19 meters a second in sport mode. So, of course, we'll check all those because we know the goofy little speed issues that the Nano had. But I haven't heard anybody talk about it, so therefore I really don't think that we're going to have a problem with this quad. With this quad, they didn't have to pack so much technology into a small quad, so naturally we're going to have less issues here. This one is so much further along than the Nano. It's sell ready. I don't know why they waited as long as they have. This one's been ready to sell. I can't remember the firmware version that I'm currently on with this. I want to say it's 1.0.7 is the latest. I want to say that's where I just updated it. But I did all my firmware updates on it. You will also have to update all your batteries. I will warn you ahead of time, 2 things. The firmware update on the quad and the batteries takes a long time. Make sure you fully charge everything before you do these updates. Batteries alone are at least 15 minutes per update. So you have to do each battery separately after you do the main quad update. The battery that was in the quad at that time, you will not have to do an update. It updates at the same time. Then you just switch to your second battery, switch to your third battery, update those. When I got this, it was extremely cold from sitting outside. You have 3 indicators on your battery that tell you what is wrong. I highly recommend you download the manual because it explains those much better than a quick guide does. But you get 3 codes. One of my codes was a temperature too high or too low code. It will not charge. So I had to wait for this to get into room temperature before I could charge the batteries. So that's just something to keep in mind too. Don't freak out if you can't charge your batteries when you first get it. Just make sure that it's up to room temperature. I don't know exactly what those temperatures are. They are in the main manual, so I apologize. Maybe I should have done that ahead of time. But again, those are your speeds. So that's a level 7 wind resistance. And then let's go on to the camera here. We have the 1-inch sensor on this lovely camera. We have the adjustable aperture of f2.8 to f11. And this is 6K 30 frames per second. And video bit rate is 120 megabits per second. And then for video versus photo, video you have 20 megapixels, and then photo 50 megapixels. And keep in mind, these might not be true to spec right now. These are often the type of things that come after firmware updates. But this also has the RYYB technology in this camera sensor. And that's what brings us the beautiful night footage that you've been seeing from other people with the Nano and then also with the Lite. The micro SD card on the side that we talked about, that maximum storage size, the maximum card you can get is 6 gig. 6 gig, that's internal storage. 256 gig on the SD card. Make sure it's a UH3 card, not less than that. That's required. And then the format is for formatting it is exFAT or FAT32. And again, I said we have the 6 gig internal storage for this. And I was trying to think in comparison to the Air 2S. I think theirs is 8 gig. So this is 6 gig, and I think the Air 2S is 8 gig. I'm not going to do a whole lot of comparisons there. Really, this whole opening, I don't want to really compare it to anything. We'll get to that kind of stuff in the future here. But photo for JPEG is 8-bit, and then D&G is 10-bit. Now again, these are things that I don't know where they are with this right now. We do have a big firmware update coming, supposedly coming in February, so hopefully anything that's missing, a lot of that stuff will be addressed when it comes to that. So let's put this aside and get into the controller. And then we'll go through the rest of the stuff that's in this lousy case that they give us. But of course you have the same style controller, and stick with me on this because this is another little piece of exciting news I have. You have the same style controller, and of course we still have the issue of nowhere to place our sticks. Well, inside my case we have the controller that's actually for the Lite, and to my surprise, again, thank you DroneWorks, thank you Ken. To my surprise, he included his wonderful design of where to store your sticks. Now, he didn't put this on the controller and have it in the package. My package was completely sealed. He did not go in there and tamper with my quad or anything. He sent this separately in the box, and I was very happy to get this. I love this design because not only does it hold your sticks, but it also holds a lanyard. And with your device in there, at least like a regular phone, this thing sets perfectly level. It's a great format. So I'm very happy to have that. So I owe you another thank you, Ken, at Original Adobo and DroneWorks, for supplying me with that. I quickly put that on. That was the first thing I did before charging batteries or anything else. I put that on. So it's really nice because they don't supply you a place to store the sticks. And don't foresee that happening as a change. So maybe the next model, they'll realize they really missed something that everybody's picked up. But you simply slide these off and just screw your sticks in place. And I'll warn you ahead of time, the very first time you put your sticks on this controller, don't be alarmed if it feels like the threads just aren't going to happen, because like this right one, it's still pretty tight and you almost feel like you're cross threading, but they don't clean the threads out real good. So after you've done this a few times, work it back and forth, those threads clean up enough to where it goes on smooth. But I myself and some others had this issue where it's like, wow, that's like really tight. I'm not comfortable with that. I feel like I'm going to ruin it. But it's just they don't clean the threads up real good. As a matter of fact, Chad got a piece of metal in his finger or poked by it into his finger because it was sticking out of there. So that's something to just forewarn you about. And then of course, plug in your cable in the back here, and then down below. There's really not a lot I need to really go over with the controller. We already know this controller it's a big hit with everybody. Everybody seems to be extremely happy with it. I'm happy with it as well. It's very robust. It has your home feature, your record photo, your tilt, your function button where you can program two things into it. It's got an internal and external venting with a built-in fan. It holds a full-size iPhone anyhow in my case. And that's it. So again, thank you, Ken at Original Adobo / DroneWorks for this wonderful place to store my sticks and have my lanyard. A lanyard's a great thing to have. Keep this thing around your neck, not setting it down on the ground, especially when it has an intake fan and you're setting it down on the ground and sucking dirt and dust into it. So happy about that. So you simply unscrew your sticks. Let me switch hands here to show you. It's real simple, and they hold nice, tight, and secure. They are not coming out. Snap in place. You could hear the snap. I highly recommend you run out and go to DroneWorks and buy these. They have been a hot item in talking to Ken, they've actually been a very hot item selling, and I'm glad I didn't prematurely just go and purchase one, and that he surprised me with it. I think if I would have gone and purchased it, he would have probably had to ruin the surprise and tell me, no, 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 don't purchase it. I'm sending you one. So that's nice that he sent me one. Very nice surprise, just like having the surprise of a white quad that he sent me. And pretty much last, besides going over some things inside or with the case, I'll end in that. But of course, with the premium, you get a total of 3 batteries. And then you have your charging hub, base, whatever you want to call it. You hook your power up here and plug each battery in. These batteries actually snap into place, so you will use your little triggers here. Squeeze them, slide it down, and let go, and it holds and locks into place. So I like that because that way you're not getting any bad connection. Again, like I said with the Nano Plus, hook all your batteries up, plug this in here, then plug it into the power supply of your wall. I don't like plugging any of these in with power supply already turned on and coming to them. So you'll charge all your batteries, and then of course you have the brick, the power supply right here, and you simply flip this up, and there you have it, and that protects it. And then it also has the USB port here for the cable that comes with it in the box here to charge your controller at the same time. So everything you need right there as far as power supply is all there. And that's everything in the case. Now I'm going to show you just what I mean as far as how tight this baby is. Now, I'm never going to be going out on the field with my power supply unless I'm traveling somewhere and I want to charge them in the car, or if I'm going somewhere and I'm staying at a hotel or friend's house or whatever. I'll never have my power supply in here, so you can move this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move that whole compartment over so my quad fits in here better, because right now the way it is, you're going to damage your props. You will definitely damage your props if you're not careful. It's a fight just to get it to fit in this section. I hate these bags. I really do. They make a great lunchbox, but they're just not a good solution to storing your drone. So put less stuff in it, like no box, no power supply. It's totally manageable. So we get, in ending this video, the last of the pieces to this thing here is our cables. You have 3 cables. You have your micro SD, you have your lightning, and you have your type C. These are all for the controller. Now I don't use these anymore. There's nothing wrong with these for your regular device, but the one I use is a longer one. This is a 12-inch one, and it's got the angle port on it. This style, the plug sticks straight up, and then when you close your antenna, as you can see here, it hits. Eventually that's going to, I think that's going to wear down. So with the one that I use, it's got the angle, a ton of clearance, and then when I go to my Triple Tech 8 Pro that I'm ordering, my longer cable here will fit. So if you simply Google or go on Amazon and just say 12-inch micro USB-C to lightning, you'll find different options. So you get your 3 cables, 6 additional props, so you'll have 3 clockwise, 3 counterclockwise, plus the full set that are on the quad already when it comes. And then the thing I love about this is it came with filters. I think there's the cable. This is the cable for charging your controller. But it comes with filters, and this is what I think they should have done also with the Nano Plus. We should have gotten filters, I think, with that one. But I have a full, beautiful set of filters coming from Freewell for this quad and for the Nano Plus. So look forward to that to come on my channel. And I haven't opened this yet. So let's see. Sorry if you hear my stomach growling, but it's about that time. So you have 4 filters in here, and they're protected with plastic, but I would imagine they are 4 to 64 probably. This one doesn't say it. Oh, okay. That's a 16, 4, 16, one's going to be an 8. There's the 8, and then this is probably 64, or 32, I mean, sorry, 32. So 4 to 32, and then of course the one that comes on the quad is your UV. So you always leave that one on as your UV, and what I love most about these type of filters, hold your gimbal securely, and they unscrew, and then you screw the new ones on. I love that. Every single quad should have that, so we don't have to do like we're going to have to do with the Nano and have that special snap. Same with the DJI Mini 2. You've got those ones that just kind of go over and snap, and I worry about losing those. A screw on you're not going to lose. You're not going to have vibrations or anything like that and cause issues with your shutter. So great that we got these filters, and then I have, like I said, more to come from Freewell. So thank you, Freewell, for reaching out saying we saw your reviews on the Nano, we're going to send you filters. And then I said I got the Lite, and they said we'll send you filters for that too. So those are on their way too. And lastly, one more time, thank you, Ken Dono of Original Dobo and DroneWorks, for sending me a white. I am no doubt, no question, I am excited about getting white. I really had it written off and didn't think I was going to get it. And also thank you for this beautiful, your Slick Sticks creation here. Thank you so much for that, and I really am happy about that. So I'll probably be purchasing another one of those from you for my Nano, and also I am reserving, once we get a hard case or a decent case, like I would like to have a rugged bundle style case, but once we have that, the sticker that you sent me will go on the front of that as well. So thank you very much, Ken, and guys, keep an eye out for the Freewell filters. They make some really good quality filters. Keep an eye out for those, and also on my channel, Chad B, I believe, got them as well for his Nano, so you can look for them on his channel whenever he gets them or whenever he produces something. So I look forward to that to come on his. So I think we pretty much covered everything, and sure, we missed a whole lot, but that's also why I say download the manual. You'll get everything you need right there. What it has exactly right now, we're going to do that in another video to come. We're going to just go through the app. We'll go through the app, show you everything that it has. And yes, you can set all your camera settings manually on this one, and you don't have to be in flight like the Nano to do it. You can set them all up before you fly. And that's a beautiful thing, because it's a goofy thing on the Nano that you have to be up in the air flying in order to set your camera settings. I don't think that was how they meant it to be. I think they're going to fix that. But this one is so much further along, like I said, so I'm excited to get out there and fly it. And that's what I'm going to be doing next. So I would like to probably do a night flight as my next video. So that might possibly be the next video to come on this. So as always, thank you guys. Thank you so much for watching and putting up with me whenever I find issues, and I ride them to death. But it does pay off. It does pay off if you are a thorn in a company's side and you affect their sales, especially, then change will happen in most cases. So we did that with the Nano Plus. Hopefully we won't have to do that with the Lite, because I'm now not a favorite person of Autel. I've been kicked out after my last live or my last video. Within hours, I was kicked out of 3 of the Autel official groups, which is just silly. And that was all good old Ken Booth. So Mr. Ego got his feelings hurt, kicked me out of his groups, and I'm not crying about it. I could care less, but we all know these Facebook groups are just silly. So anyhow, thanks again for watching, and as always, hit that thumbs up on your way out. If not, hit the thumbs down, but make sure you hit it twice. And then if you're new to my channel, subscribe and hit that bell for future content notifications, and there will be much, much more to come. So with that being said, peace and love.